Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers general manager has become the biggest con artist to fans. Since taking over as the Steelers general manager, Omar Khan has gained a lot of credibility. He seems to be making plenty of quality moves in his tenure, but there have also been some issues throughout his reign. He will be heading into his third season with Pittsburgh in 2025, but the team has still struggled to win a division during that time, and their recent collapse is concerning. With recent struggles heading into another playoff year with little expectations, the Steelers seem prepared for disaster. They have issues throughout their lineup, and Mike Tomlin is gaining more heat going in his direction. Yes, Pittsburgh's top football coach deserves plenty of heat for what continues to be a trend with the Steelers, but he is not the only person who should be facing blame. Khan has made some terrific moves during his short tenure as the general manager of the club. He has also made some puzzling moves or other deals that did not happen, which are currently holding the roster back. For those fans who are looking for someone to blame for this late-season collapse, don't just look at Tomlin. Khan has his fingerprints all over this failure too. You can blame Tomlin all you want, but his current roster has limitations. Many have speculated that Tomlin has plenty of power on the team, but Khan has been a key part of constructing this roster. He helped bring Russell Wilson and Justin Fields on board this past offseason. Both were gambles, and it has provided a mixed bag of results regarding the Steelers' quarterback play. When it comes down to it, his draft classes are difficult to evaluate. He has a couple of rookies who provided big impacts immediately for Pittsburgh. Zach Frazier and Peyton Wilson have been terrific for the team this year. It has been slighted by Troy Fautanu's injury and the slow progress of Broderick Jones in his second year. His draft classes have been solid but not terrific. Perhaps Khan's biggest downfall this past offseason was hunting for a big fish and not willing to get a solid veteran. He wanted Brandon Ayuk in a trade leading up to the regular season, but that ended in disaster. His only backup plans were Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, or Calvin Austin III. Not having Roman Wilson for his rookie campaign stings, but none of those other guys have helped. Only having George Pickens as a quality option in the passing game has been the biggest hindrance to the Steelers' offense outside of their inconsistent quarterback play. He better hope that this club finds a way to win a playoff game, or that lack of stability at the top of the offense will rear its ugly head. Tomlin and Khan deserve to share the combination of blame if they fail in the playoffs. Cincinnati Bengals sign ex-Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker. The Cincinnati Bengals have signed former Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Craig Young to a futures contract, the team announced. Young spent the last few weeks on the team's practice squad, joining the Bengals after he was cut by the Steelers in November. This will now give Young an opportunity to showcase what he can do in training camp. The 6'3", 225-pound linebacker tested well when coming out of college, so there is athletic upside the Bengals will hope to tap into. A former Ohio State and Kansas linebacker, Young spent the summer with the Indianapolis Colts after going undrafted in the 2024 NFL Draft. The 23-year-old, Fort Wayne, Indiana, native has yet to play in an NFL game to this point. He ran a 4.57 40-yard dash at his pro day, in addition to a 37-inch vertical jump, both excellent numbers for the position. The Steelers have just one inside linebacker on their practice squad with veteran Devin Harper. The Pittsburgh Steelers enter the playoffs in a major slump, having lost 4 straight games and watching the rival Baltimore Ravens take the AFC North title. Quarterback Russell Wilson has struggled during the late-season swoon, averaging just 174.5 yards during the final 4 games of the season with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Wilson has made some critical mistakes during that stretch, including a scramble in a late drive in the season finale loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, where he had a chance to get out of bounds and stop the clock but instead dived forward for more yardage. The drive ended after a sack and an incomplete pass, drawing criticism from former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger about Wilson's decision. "In that situation, getting out of bounds is the most important thing," Roethlisberger said on his Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger podcast. "Get out of bounds and save the time. No one's going to look at you and be like, 'Oh, he's soft, he got out of bounds.' No, they're going to look like that's a smart play. Know when to do that and when not to." Some believe the Steelers should make a big change for the playoffs, going with backup Justin Fields and keeping Wilson on the bench. In an appearance on FS1's Breakfast Ball, former NFL player turned analyst Mark Schlereth said Fields gives the Steelers the best chance to pull off the upset against the Ravens in the wild-card round. Schlereth noted that Wilson has taken 12 sacks over the last 3 games, a trend that can't continue in the playoffs. "I think the best option is Justin Fields," Schlereth said, adding, "Where they're at right now, not only not running the ball but taking sacks and putting yourself behind the chains is a problem." Fields started 6 games this season, leading the Steelers to a 4-2 record while Wilson was recovering from a calf injury. Steelers named top landing spot for $10 million quarterback after breakout season. The Pittsburgh Steelers stumbled into the NFL playoffs on a low note, blowing a 2-game division lead late in the season and becoming just the 3rd team in history to enter the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. Quarterback Russell Wilson has struggled in the team's late-season slump, averaging close to 175 passing yards a game during the losing streak while suffering some critical lapses. Though the Steelers still have the opportunity to turn things around or potentially turn to backup Justin Fields, one analyst believes the team will find a new signal caller in 2025. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox named the Steelers as a top destination for quarterback Sam Darnold, who was ranked as the #1 free agent for the coming offseason. Knox noted that Darnold enjoyed an unexpected breakout season with the Minnesota Vikings, taking over for injured rookie J.J. McCarthy and leading the team to a 14-3 record. "Don't be shocked if the Steelers make a play for Darnold now that their quarterback outlook appears much less sunny than it did a few months ago," Knox wrote. ESPN's Brooke Pryor reported that Russell Wilson wants to play 5 to 7 more years, but Darnold would be a far better long-term investment for Pittsburgh. The Steelers would not get the same discount the Vikings did with Darnold. The 2018 first-round pick signed a 1-year, $10 million contract with Minnesota last offseason after seeing virtually no time the previous year as Brock Purdy's backup with the San Francisco 49ers. Darnold is coming off a season where he completed 66.2% of his passes for 4,319 yards with 35 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Sam Darnold? Leave your opinion in the comments.